Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about this Black & Decker Reciprocating saw, which I bought at Menards for 50 bucks. This saw runs on a 20 volt lithium battery, and that battery goes right there. One thing I can say is that the battery does work with other Black & Decker products, so if you have a drill, an impact wrench, maybe a circular saw, it works with that. And they also come with chargers. Now these chargers they have are not very fast, let's say, but in the last year or so I've noticed that they have a rapid charger, and the rapid charger works much better at getting your stuff charged. Which is really nice in getting to spots that you can't use cords. Let's say, for example, I had to go to a junkyard once and cut the side off a car. We ended up going through 4 of these batteries right here, but we got the job done, and he was able to weld it to his car. It's also very nice for just cutting down branches in the woods and stuff. If you want to tree trim around a trail, and a bunch of other things. As you can see, it has a decent amount of wear and tear on the outside of it, but on the inside it runs just as good as the day I got it 2 years ago, and I've definitely got my money's worth out of this. Safety is an important issue. I've heard stories of people cutting their fingers off, so I would just say be careful, use good judgment. Obviously I think most of us will, but this thing cuts really good, and you don't want your fingers being on the receiving end of that. So after having this for 2 years, I'm going to take a look at the 4 areas where I felt I've used this the most and I've gotten my money's worth out of it. Obviously I really like this and I'm giving it a thumbs up, but let's look at what areas I've used it for. First, let's start off with tree trimming. I've used it quite a bit for tree trimming. I really like how it cuts. It's very effective. As long as you're not getting bigger than maybe 4 inches diameter, then you might want to use a chainsaw, but for the small stuff, very, very effective. Like I've said before, it's really good for cutting up, small wood and stuff like that. The bigger stuff you're going to want a chainsaw, but you can do something like this, without much of a problem. Cutting metal is another spot where I found it's very effective. When I first got it, I took it to the junkyard because that was all you could take in, battery-powered reciprocating saw, and we cut off the side or the bottom to a car, and my brother had it welded onto an older car he had. We went for 4 batteries. It was a lot of work, but it got the job done. And this is very effective in cutting metal when you need to cut it, as long as you have the right blade, of course, and you're willing to change more than one blade, because it can wear your blades pretty fast cutting metal. Another area I've used it in is cutting wood. I haven't quite used it as much because a lot of stuff you can get with the circular saw or different types of saws, but there are spots where you can actually use it to cut wood, and it's a nice option to have when you need like a specific cut. One of my favorite areas for this, besides tree trimming, is and cutting metal, is stump removal. And stumps, taking stumps out of the ground can be a ton of work, but it can be very rewarding to use it and get those type of projects out of the way. Now, with this stump, I could have rented a backhoe, but that would cost a lot of money, and it's not a lot of use unless you're taking out multiple stumps. I found this very nice, not having to run cords. I think I was like 300 to 400 feet away from the house, way down a trail in the woods, so it was nice to get this out of the way. So yeah, my final review on this, obviously. I liked it. It's very tough and durable. As you can see, it goes in dirty spots, and it still works good. Biggest issue I have is just, making sure you keep your batteries recharged and, having enough batteries to rotate back and forth for the bigger projects. Tree trimming is not going to run through a lot. Cutting metal will run through a lot on batteries. Cutting wood can run through a lot. Stump removal will obviously drain the batteries, but as long as you have enough batteries and you rotate your charging, you should be fine. And this is me signing out. Thank you for watching.